The Caterpillar buildings and grounds in Wamego are up for sale, according to Potawatomi County EcoDevo. Caterpillar announced in June that it would be closing the Wamego facility. At the time, it was the third largest employer in Potawatomi County and the largest in Wamego. The global commercial real estate company Colliers is handling the sale of the 258,112 square foot crane-served production plant, which sits on 44 acres in the Wamego Industrial Park. The plant facility, currently owned by Caterpillar and employing roughly 300 full-time employees, will be vacated by approximately the fourth quarter of next year. The sales price on the Colliers brochure is listed at $11.5 million. The USD 383 Manhattan-Ogden School District is joining with the City of Manhattan to make upgrades to Seco Park. The school board Wednesday voted unanimously to accept a $465,469 bid for services from BHS Construction to cover cost of changes to the park, some of which will split with the city. Park improvements the district will pay for solely include relocated throwing areas for discus, shot put, and javelin, and perimeter fencing around those areas, as well as upgrades to the baseball and softball dugouts, which will have lockable team storage spaces. It'll share costs with the facility for a tennis hitting wall, a discus throwing wall, and a portion of earthwork that needs to be completed around the throwing areas. Superintendent Eric Reed.
This is a tag along to the city's project at Seco. We bid out as alternates. Part of this project is in conjunction with the city, so it'll be on the city's contract. Part of it will be on our own contract. Okay. So it's kind of a different kind of project than we've ever brought like this before.
The throwing area will cost a little over $174,000, while the district will pay $202,428 for the baseball and softball dugouts. The district's portion of the project, since splitting with the city, is just over $46,000. Additionally, the district will add a 10% contingency totaling $42,316 to cover uninspected issues that come up during construction. The city initially will pay the full cost for split projects, and then the district will reimburse the city. The district will pay directly for the projects it's covering fully. The funds for the project will come from the 10-year quarter sales tax Manhattan voters approved in 2017 for indoor and outdoor recreation and trail improvements. A Maryland man was arrested by RCPD Wednesday on failure to appear charges. Officers arrested 26-year-old Jalen Fures of District Type, Maryland, just after 7:15 p.m. that evening on the charges that originally stemmed from aggravated domestic battery with 2 counts of strangulation and criminal damage to property. Bond was set at $8,000, and Fures is no longer confined at the time of this report. More on the day's headlines can be found at our website, newsradiokman.com and themercury.com.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. K-State's men's basketball team opens the Paradise Jam in the Virgin Islands this evening, pushing for improvement after needing a late second-half run to push past Mississippi Valley State on Tuesday night.
We got really good looks in the first half and was 1 for 13, and we didn't really shoot the ball well. We was 2 for 10 in the second half, so it wasn't like we shot it that much better in the second half from 3. I do know that, we spent more than half of practice this past week with a bubble on the rim, and that might have played a little part in it. So, but we improved in the areas we needed to improve, and I know that we can make shots.
Jerome Tang's team to face George Washington at 7. Coverage on 101.5 K-Rock gets underway this evening at 6. K-State football will send off its seniors with their final home game tomorrow night.
They've had some great wins. They've had some really tough losses, but I look at that senior class, I'm like, those guys are prepared for life, and they're prepared to take on anything they're going to. And they're going to have a lot of adversity in life. But with what they've dealt with here, they're going to be equipped and prepared for it.
Cats coach Chris Kleiman as his team faces Cincinnati at 7 tomorrow evening. Coverage begins at 3 with Power Cat Game Day on News Radio KMAN and 101.5 K-Rock. For the 5th time in 3 seasons, Manhattan and Derby tangle on the football field. Tonight's matchup comes with both seeking another berth in the 6A state championship game.
I know this team is very, very good, so much talent, so we have our work cut out for us. But I like our chances. Kids are playing really well, really hard, and we're just going to have to keep battling and make sure that we're there in the fourth quarter, have a chance to win.
Indians coach Joe Shard says both teams have made unbeaten runs to tonight's state sub-state championship tilt. Coverage begins at 6:30 on News Radio KMAN. In the 8-man Division II state title run, Frankfort matching up with Axtell. Nick Anderson's team dropped a decision at home to the multi-time defending state champs earlier this season. And in 2A, Valley Heights travels to Conway Springs. Finally, Major League Baseball's MVP awards announced yesterday. Shohei Ohtani wins in the National League, Aaron Judge in the American League. In that AL voting, Royal shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. was a unanimous second-place finisher. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.